All right, we are doing I picked a small section of lesson 6.6, and that's commission and royalty, and I'm combining that with our 6.7 lesson today of percent increase and decrease. So, commission. Commission is your earnings based on a percentage of how much you sell. Okay? Lots of careers go based off of commission. Can anyone give me an example of a career based off of commission? Christian?
Used car sales.
Car sales, yeah. Car dealers or sales. Jaden?
Like a restaurant person, waiter.
Waiters get tips, not commission. They're not making commission on what the customers are buying. Bo?
A realtor.
Realtor are huge. Realtors make commission big time. Christian, you have another one?
Like people who sell appliances and furniture.
Yeah, like people at Best Buy. No kidding. Or the people over at the local furniture store, they make commission. So furniture or electronic sales. Yep.
Called.
No.
You can't just say random one.
No, I mean you'd have to be specific. No, I know you'd have to be specific about cup. Like, if you're talking, perhaps the general manager makes commission based on his sales because that means he's bringing in more customers. The cashier isn't making commission. Okay, so, yep, Jake.
Entrepreneur.
Right, an entrepreneur could make commission based on what he creates, right? Or let's say that someone owns their own construction company. They're making commission on their sales. Okay. So royalty. The other thing we're going to talk about is royalty. Royalty are earnings based on sales of a product that somebody owns. What I mean by that is musicians. You buy Taylor Swift CD, Taylor Swift is going to get some money. Okay? I mean actors. Actors get royalty. You go buy the next Hunger Games movies, contingent. The directors are actually, and what is it called when they fund the movie?
Investors.
Sponsors.
Not investors or sponsors. I forget. I feel like it's
Producers.
producers. Producers are the ones that are bringing that royalty in, but if an actor is smart when they're like, hey, oh my gosh, I want you to be in this movie. If they're smart, who's the actress that plays Katniss?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Now, if she was smart, and I don't know if she was smart when she might have just been like, oh my gosh, I totally want to play this role. But she could say, you know what, I'll play this role, but I get 3% or 5% of royalty on anything sold. So anything that has Hunger Games on it, any book, any soundtrack, anything, she would get royalty. But producers definitely do. Actors, they would have to request that when they get signed. Yeah.
Inventors, not inventors, but investors.
Investors definitely have royalty. Absolutely. And that's more the layman's term. You know, this is more like, yes, real life right here. We don't very much encounter musicians and actors, but investors are all around us. Okay? All right, so we have some equations. I want you to write a heading, the equations. I forgot to do that. Write your heading so your eyes can separate them. There are 3 equations that you need for today. You need to know the commission equation. That means the commission you earn is your commission rate times how much you've sold. So rate times sales. This rate has to be in decimal form. Any percentage rate must be in decimal form. I do not care at all if your calculator has a percent button. MCAs will not. So I make every one of my students translate percentage into a decimal. Got it? Royalty is the other one. It's your royalty rate times the amount of sales that someone had. And then lastly, salary. Salary, there's some companies that they earn only commission and some where they earn a base pay and a commission. Okay, those are the 3 equations you're going to need. Okay, Okay, examples that are aligned with this. Let's say a car salesman earns 12% commission on all sales he brings in. That's why they push you. They want to earn some money, okay? So a car salesman earns 12% commission. He sold 3 cars this weekend. He sold a car for $5,500. He sold a car for $12,500, and he sold a newer car for $23,000. So this $5,500 would be like a pretty used car, like maybe a Chevy Impala 2002 or something like that. $12,500 would be like a crossover, a used crossover, and $23,000 would be like a newer. No, caddies are way more than that. So how much money did he earn total? So there's 2 ways to do it. You could either add them all up and then take the commission. I do need to know my commission formula. So commission is equal to my rate times my sales. All right, so I'm going to find how much I sold. So my sales here are $5,500 plus $12,500 plus $23,000, which is punching it into my calc. 20,300. What? No, I must have punched it in wrong. 5,500 plus 12,500 plus 23,000. 41,000? Yeah, 41,000. 41,000 in car sales that I had. So my commission is going to equal my rate, which is 0.12. So 0.12 times 41,000. So I'm just going to times this by 0.12. Wow. I had a good weekend. I made $4,920 in one weekend. Yes, please. Right? I would love that. Now, the hard thing about commission, you see that and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do that. Commission salespeople, it's not, you can't guarantee you're going to sell 3 cars. And you definitely can't guarantee you're going to sell a higher priced vehicles. Okay? So you want to make sure that people that are in sales, like realtor and car dealerships, they have to be very careful about budgeting their money because it's not guaranteed that they're going to sell a home or a car. Rihanna, our lovely Rihanna, she earned, 5% royalty on all CDs that she sells. If her CDs cost $12.99, how much does she earn each CD? So again, our formula, the commission, I'm going to call it C, is equal to my rate times my sales. So my commission rate is 5% in decimal form, 0.05 times $12.99, which doesn't seem like much when you calculate this. No, she doesn't earn the tax. It's state and government get the tax. Rihanna earns 65 cents per CD. Doesn't seem like much, right? But when you get all these teenagers and young adults and some adults possibly as well out there buying them on iTunes or a CD, let's see with Black Friday coming up, let's say that she sold 100,000 of her CDs. How much did she make then? So 0.6 times. How much?
Just 65,000.
Yeah, just in that CD, right? So that doesn't include any other products she endorses.
And you could buy all 3 of those cards.
Yes, you could. You could. You'd probably want something super nice though. You designed an amazing product, okay? Inventors get royalty on their inventions. That's very, very typical. So let's say you designed the most amazing product. You can't get 100% royalty because there's cost. You can't go up and say, hey, you need to sell this, I invented it. Well, they need to create it and manufacture it. So they're not going to give it all to you, but you get 15% of the royalty. If your product made $52,000 in 1 week, how much did we make?
Like 15 times.
So our commission is our rate times how much we sold. And that is $7,800 in 1 week. Yes, please, again. Okay? What was I thinking when I went into teaching, right? Oh gosh. Okay, as a college student, you get a job selling Kirby vacuums. You receive 2% commission on all vacuums you sell. If you sold $5,200 in vacuums in 1 month, how much commission? Now, those of you that don't know, a typical Kirby vacuum is about $1,000 to $1,200 bucks. Okay, so that's only 5 vacuums in 1 month that they sold. That's not very much. Okay, so I want to know, and this is very typical. College kids, vacuum salespeople love to try to get college kids to sell for them, and I want this to enlighten you. So they sell $5,200 and 0.2% that they made. How much did they actually bring in? In 1 month. Really? Do you think you can do that in a month as a 19, 20-year-old? That's going to be gone in a week, approximately. You could triple or quadruple that.
I can buy one of those.
So what I need you to also realize, if someone comes up and asks you to sell their product, you should be like, I remember in 7th grade math class we had this commission unit, and then really do the math on it, because it doesn't really pay, because college students have to drive to people's houses. They have to, that comes out of their own money. So really this 104, take away all that cost of prepping and driving places, you're probably maybe sitting at, hold your breath, 20 bucks. Woo! What are you gonna do with all that for in 1 month?
20 candy bars.
Lots of ramen noodles is what you can afford. All right, so a flooring salesman earns a base salary of $15 an hour, plus he makes 5% commission on all sales they have. If they worked for 32 hours and sold $12,000 bucks, how much flooring did they bring home? So I have that equation on the front hand side. Does it say salary on that front side? Does it say total salary or something like that? But I'll just tell you, the total you get is equal to your base rate, and then you add to it your commission. Okay, that looks really messy. That's going to be okay. Your base rate, and then you add to it the commission that you make. So I'm going to, this is how I'm going to organize it. I'm going to find my base rate. I'm going to find my commission. I'm going to add them together. That's what I'm going to do. So my base rate is 15 bucks an hour. I worked 32 hours. So I made 32 hours times the 15 bucks each hour.
It's 480.
480, thank you. Commission is my interest rate, or my commission rate is 5% times the sales. I sold $12,000 in product. Okay. All right, so commission 0.05 times 12,000 is 600 in commission. My total, add them up, 480 plus 600, 1,080 bucks that I made in 1 week. Pretty good. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna be done with this video. This video is only gonna be based on commission. I'm gonna make a separate video for percent increase and decrease. Dang it, it's gonna take forever.